The hallway was always the same. Faded carpet, the kind that muffled footsteps and seemed to swallow sound. The walls, painted a dull beige, bore the marks of years gone by, scuffs, scratches, and the faint outline of old picture frames. It was a place where nothing ever changed, where routine was a comfort, and every detail was familiar. Apartment 7A, 7B, 7C, each door identical, lined up in a row like sentinels guarding their secrets. I'd walked this stretch 100 times, never expecting anything out of the ordinary. But today a new door appeared between 7B and 7C. It hadn't been there yesterday or any day before. It was as if it had materialized out of thin air, quietly demanding attention. Deep blue, no number, no peephole, just a cold brass knob that seemed to glint even in the dim light. The door looked out of place, almost too perfect, as if it didn't belong in this world. The air was heavy, silent, as if the world held its breath. Shadows clung to the corners, and the usual hum of distant televisions and muffled voices had vanished. I hesitated, but curiosity pulled me closer. My heart pounded in my chest, each step echoing louder than it should have. The knob turned with a soft click, the door swinging open into utter darkness. The blackness beyond was thick, impenetrable, as if it were a living thing. The darkness felt alive, swallowing the light behind me. It crept forward, erasing the familiar hallway, making everything else seem impossibly far away. I stepped inside. The door shut, sealing me in with a final echoing thud that made my skin crawl. I reached back. No knob, no door, just a seamless wall where the entrance had been. It was as if the hallway had never existed. Panic surged. I was trapped in a place that shouldn't exist, my breath quickening as I spun around, searching for any sign of escape. Then, a low hum began, vibrating through the floor, and a sickly yellow light crept in from nowhere, casting long, unnatural shadows. The room revealed itself, strange and impossible, walls at odd angles, corners that didn't meet, and a sense of wrongness that made my skin prickle. I realized I had crossed a threshold into a place that defied all logic, and there was no turning back. The light revealed a room stitched together from lost decades. An old velvet armchair sat beside a chrome kitchen chair, both mismatched and out of place. A rotary phone rested on a heavy wooden table, its cord curled like a memory from another era. The air was thick with the scent of dust and forgotten stories, as if time itself had paused here, leaving behind only echoes and relics. The wallpaper, once vibrant, had faded and peeled away, revealing bare concrete beneath. It was as if the room was slowly unraveling, its history exposed layer by layer. Nothing matched, and nothing truly belonged here. Each object seemed borrowed from a different life, a different story. Through a warped window I glimpsed a sky painted in impossible shades of purple, with two suns hanging low over a silent alien city. The skyline was unfamiliar, its shapes and angles defying logic, as if I was peering into another world entirely. The window itself felt less like glass and more like a screen. Its surface shimmered with distorted reflections, blurring the line between reality and illusion. Sounds lagged behind my movements, as if the world was out of sync with itself. Every step I took seemed to echo in slow motion, stretching moments into uneasy silence. The furniture flickered at the edge of my vision, shifting and rearranging itself whenever I looked away. It was as if the room was trying to rewrite its own reality, never settling, never still. The wallpaper twisted and writhed, patterns morphing into faint grinning faces that vanished the moment I tried to focus on them. Their smiles lingered in my mind, unsettling and impossible to forget. The room felt unstable, almost alive, its shadows shifting as if it was watching me in return. I realized then that I was not alone. The room itself was aware, and I was its only witness. My eyes found a gilded mirror on the wall, its frame heavy with dust and age, glinting faintly in the gloom. The room was silent, the air thick with the scent of old wood and secrets. My reflection stared back, pale, afraid, lips parted as if to speak, but I wasn't alone. There was a tension in the air, a sense that something unseen was waiting just out of sight. Behind me in the glass stood a shadow, tall and wrong, faceless and still. Its presence was undeniable, a dark shape that seemed to drink in the light around it. I spun around, heart hammering in my chest. Nothing there, just the empty silent room, as if the shadow existed only in the world behind the glass. In the mirror, the shadow remained, unmoving, watching. Its gaze felt heavy, pressing against my back, impossible to ignore. I edged closer, drawn by a mix of fear and curiosity. The shadow was a void, a patch of nothingness that seemed to pulse and shift, swallowing all light. A static hiss filled my ears, the air growing colder with every breath. My skin prickled, and I could see my breath misting in the chill. Suddenly the shadow's head tilted, a jerky, unnatural movement that sent a jolt of terror through me. Its form seemed to flicker, as if struggling to hold its shape. I stumbled back, heart pounding so loudly I could barely hear anything else. My legs felt weak, barely able to support me. The shadow had noticed me. Its attention was a cold weight, pinning me in place, making it impossible to look away. The barrier between us felt paper-thin, as if a single touch could shatter the fragile boundary and let it through. The static roared, lights flickered, and the world stuttered into a nightmare. I realized, with growing dread, that the shadow was waiting for me to make the next move. The flickering stopped. I was back in the hallway, on the old carpet. The blue door was gone, just a blank wall. Only minutes had passed, but the memory was burned into me. Was it real? I couldn't shake the feeling. I haunted the hallway, waiting, obsessed. My neighbors stared, but I couldn't explain. Then, tonight, it happened. A flicker, a single frame. The blue door flashed into existence, then vanished. It was enough. The room is still there, it's waiting, and it knows I am too.